for you. I know we haven't been the closest lately. But hopefully we can change that. But anyway, reason I wanted to talk to you guys was, first of all, I've done nothing but just lie to you guys about Tammy and mine and Tammy's relationship. The relationship all started back up in Vermont when the Department of Justice decided to pick me of all people to go up to Vermont to run a 6-month project. And once I got into Vermont, I started an affair with a lady that I was warned that had a bad reputation, and do not start a relationship with her because of her bad reputation. But I disregarded those, and I regarded those warnings and decided to go ahead and move on with the affair anyway. So at that time, I was seeing, and the lady I met, the person I met up in Vermont was no less than a psycho bitch. And I was warned that she was a crazy psycho bitch. I was told by several people this. So I started a relationship with her, which I kept warned over and over not to do it, but I did anyway. And at that point, I met. Okay, once we got there, the relationship got really rocky. It got really bad. It got, like I said, rocky crazy. She was a psycho bitch. And our relationship was nothing but having sex, breaking up, and working together. Having sex, breaking up, having sex. That's all we kept doing. That's all we kept doing. Then it got bad. We kept breaking up more than we was doing anything else. And then it got really bad. Anyways, she would threaten to kill herself, and I would also threaten to kill myself. Well, that doesn't look good for attorneys to do that. She was the attorney, not me. So in order for her to try to get rid of me, she basically pushed the FBI on me in order to try to get me to get away from her and not bother her anymore and leave her alone. Well, I wouldn't leave her alone. I kept bothering her and tried to pursue her. And then she would come back for a while, for like a few days or a week. We'd get back together, and then I would break it off, basically just to get back even with her, to get mad, and I would get mad at her back, just as like, there you go, take that. You want to act like a big old psycho bitch. It's your God's gift to men. Here, take this. And that's where it started getting very bad, because then the FBI got involved, and I got a phone call from when I was in Florida. So once we found out that FBI was after me in Virginia, or in basically North Carolina, but what happened then, and once I got back from my trip from Florida, I got called to the FBI's regional office, basically telling me to turn this relationship off, or there could be altercations between the DOJ and me. So I decided to back off. So I did. So now that I had backed off of her, I really had backed off from her, because saying you got a call from FBI is a little scary. So I said, I'm stopping this. So I did. Well, now she had all the power, so now she was coming after me. So after all this happened, I heard of a job opening coming open in North Carolina. There was a job opening coming, so I applied for it just to try to get out of there. So I did. They interviewed me a job, boom, I got it. I said, okay, you're moving to North Carolina. I said, great, gone. Within a few weeks, we were gone. During that couple of times, I got a few more phone calls from the FBI saying, are you out of town? Are you out of town yet? I said, not yet. I'm on my way out of town. I said, you got a week to get out of town. I said, well, they told me I can't leave town until such and such time. They said, well, you need to leave town the day we tell you to leave town. So you need to leave town on, I can't remember the date. And I even got a picture of myself. Well, I don't have it anymore. I had a picture of myself in a mirror that I stuck a 20 gauge shotgun up to my face, saying, okay, you want me out of your life this bad? I stuck a 22 gauge up to my forehead. Alright, next morning I got up. I had to go straight down to the courthouse building, and they escorted me down there and told me I can either terminate or be fired. So I decided to be terminated. That way I'd still get my regular money until I found another job. So going back to Vermont and starting a relationship back up with Lisa again. I was still in Vermont. Okay, so after that point, I lost my job because I wouldn't stop this communication or the affair, whatever you want to call it, with Lisa. So I left and I came to North Carolina. I stayed involved with Lisa, even though after I left the FBI, I left the area up there, I still stayed with Lisa until it was around August of 2013. And we carried on a back and forth relationship on the phone. And it was just psycho. The whole thing was psycho. The messages. Then once we got then FBI kept getting involved. So at that point, the FDI ended the relationship. We didn't end it. She didn't end it. The FBI ended it. If we didn't, I was going downhill quick. And I was told that I'd be going downhill quick. I'm sorry, I'll be back a little bit on this thing when the FBI actually didn't call Lisa, they actually called Tammy. Tammy was unaware at this time about this relationship with Lisa. When she found out about it, everything went to hell. Because she was totally upset. Which I can understand why she would be totally upset. Because I went off and, still considering going to see Lisa, and I was like, it's not worth it. I need to go to, and guys, this relationship issue between all of us, me and you and the boys, or me and you, and Julie went to hell and back because I had met Tammy in November of 2012, and that's when Tammy and I started dating. And at the same time, I was also seeing Donna. See, screwed up again. I was still seeing Lisa, and I was also seeing your mother at the same time. what finally broke everything off was Tammy got a phone call from the FBI. Basically, the most I can put together was basically he needs to assist and assist, or basically there's going to be some serious problems. And for some reason, I got so ticked off at Tammy about it when it wasn't her fault. She just relayed the message from the FBI. So with that going on, Tammy basically, in my own personal book, I don't know this for a fact, but I think in her head, she's like, I don't want anything to do with this guy. He's got too many problems. I don't know if that went on in her head or not, but it probably did. So that's the reason that my relationship seemed like it shifted all toward Tammy and nothing toward you guys, and which hurt a lot because I miss you guys. And ever since that point, I lost track of you guys. I lost that bond that we used to have when we were younger, because I met these other women, and I wanted my time spent all toward Tammy, because I fell in love with Tammy right away, and she worked at this little this shop, like something similar to like an RV or something. So it was a really nice place. But anyway, that was how I met her, and that's how I separated. And I separated from you guys because I wanted all my time spent with Tammy because I loved her so much. So that's the reason that I kind of pushed off and pushed over on Tammy. I pushed on her because I loved her. I wanted to spend every moment with her. I wanted to spend every weekend with her, every minute. Okay, the whole thing with Tammy too broke off. We tried to break it off. Tammy tried to break it off with me because of what's going on. The FBI is involved. This is going involved now. She doesn't want to be involved in it because it's just too much chaotic. And I kept telling lies on Tammy, saying stuff like, she's a drunk, a loud, and this and that, just to make it look like she was a bad person. So you go, oh well, you did good on getting rid of her then, Dad, if she's that bad of a person. I didn't try. I was like, that was for portray. I was trying to portray, so it make myself look good and make you look bad. I said, so this day, Tammy doesn't know that I did all these lies on her, and this day, I don't. So I love her to pieces. So I told a lot of lies about her, which weren't true, and I miss her. I miss her drastically. I miss her. And you guys, also some stuff that you guys don't know is, when I met Tammy, she was working, of course. Well, I got to the point where I was extremely jealous, and I basically refused her to work because I thought she was flirting with everybody that came into the bar. Not a bar, just like a little restaurant type thing. And I thought she was flirting with every guy coming in there, and I didn't like it, so I told her basically she had to quit or I was gone. And she basically quit her job over it, bottom line. Rephrase that. Tammy was actually fired because of me. I called her bar counter so many times that even though I had a good relationship with her boss, it didn't matter. He fired her anyway, and that left her with no job. So, and losing a job back in 13 and 14 is pretty bad, you know. And it's like one of the worst times to lose a job. It was the worst time. So, don't take care of her for the rest of her life.
Right.
But with everything else going on with the boys and you guys and the new job and everything else, I also had some affairs with Lisa and with Lisa and with Tammy, and now with not yet, Lisa yet. And then why during all this, Tammy also got another video call from the FBI once we were here in South Carolina. The reason she got called in South Carolina because I had actually made contact with Lisa again. I don't think Tammy reported that. I think somehow they found out. I'm not sure how they found that out. What was that last statement about Tammy calling tonight? That was totally, just disregard that. This whole thing was my fault. I'm the one that started everything. I tried to make myself look good and make everybody else look bad. That's what I wanted to feel. I wanted me to make out look like the good guy and the great guy and the great catch and everything. And I don't know what happened to me. I changed while I was in Virginia. I changed to this what do they call narcissus. I changed into something called narcissus, which is bad, and it turned me. I didn't want to become that person. Great to Tammy is 1 minute, and the next minute I would totally be this monster. I don't know why I'd become this monster. I would become this monster for reasons unknown, and I need to turn it around. I need therapy. I need something to. And guys, I shortened this whole thing to just being a pompous ass, and I'm sorry about everything I've done in the past. And guys, you don't know this part of me, but I am a pompous ass. I do things wrong. I do things without thinking. This is some of the kind of stuff that happens when I get upset around the house. I've actually taken her, I've pushed her up into the wall. I've hit her, pushed her against the wall, pushed her against the wall with her throat, and all kinds of just things that no man should ever do to a woman. And my drinking turned on and off because that would just seem like that was my getaway, my separation, my time to get away from everything. That's a poor excuse to do, but that was the only decision that I could think of at the time. So during all this time, Tammy asked me to leave the house to get myself together. So Tammy had asked me to leave because of my raging, and after I stopped raging, I never stopped raging. Tammy took that time off, the 2 years that I took off. I can't remember the years, but guys, just to let you know the reason Tammy had asked me to leave because she needed time to get herself together because of all the damage I've caused, like all the drinking and raging and carrying on. And the reason I left was because she wanted to give me time to get my stuff together so I could get better and come back to the family. And once I got to that part of raging, trying to work on my raging, all I did was my raging got worse because I was living alone then. I was living by myself. Yeah, and I was afraid that while she was out there, like I was, that she was going to be out there messing around on me. And it drove me berserk. It drove me, searching for her, stalking her, trying to find her where she was at. Never had much luck finding her. I didn't. Well, I didn't know. So once I got berserk, I figured I'd lost Tammy, so I went berserk. Went looking for her everywhere. I just went crazy. I was psycho on her, trying to find her, trying to find out where she was at, what she was doing. If she was up to no good, if she was doing some of the same stuff I was doing. If that was, it was driving me berserk. Because even though I wanted to be doing the same thing she was, I was afraid she was out there doing the same thing that I was wanting to do. But I never did do it. After all this shenanigans came about, all my madness, craziness and stuff, it just got worse. I got thrown in jail a couple of times, not due to Tammy or nothing. I got thrown. Now that Tammy and I got arrested one last time here. Once Tammy got out of her break, I guess if you want to call them breaks that we had, Tammy came back out of her break pretty decent. She came out of it, and she was pretty much under control. When I came out of it, I was still kind of a mess. A total mess. I didn't take the whole thing serious as Tammy did. She didn't take it.
Go ahead.
Where do I start? I blamed you for everything. Stupid, because she wasn't working. And she was always available for me. And you was always working. It seemed like you never had any time for me. But that's... I raped her over in a hole. In a cup. Why did I lie to Tammy? To get all the attention from her. I wanted them to know that I was the bigwig in the house, and not her. That I controlled things. It seemed to be easier. Hear me just go to the store and pick up a 12-pack of beer and go your way and have a drink. Ask the question again. Throws Donna over everything because she seemed to have the time available. Even though she may not have, but she don't have a relationship with you. I don't know. Can you mute for a minute? Because, boys, I chose you guys and my family. But it's instead of choosing you guys, I chose Donna and went that route, which was my mistake. I should have went that route.